Biggest Steeler. Today we're checking out a Colbert game for you. We got a lemon in the pilot seat. We got T-Con or whatever that guy's name is. He kind of adds to the lemon base trait, reduces the visibility, or the time rather, of the expanded visibility when you fire your guns. And he's got some accuracy as well. And Mimbelli reload. Okay, so Colbert, fast firing, light French cruiser guns, high floaty shells. Capable of putting out a lot of damage, of course. But why I like Lemon over Roux. Roux is good for a lot of the French cruisers. Increases the mobility quite a bit. Thus the survivability. But the Colbert, we can easily get 2, 3, 400, 500 hits in a game. But boosting the fire starting chance with the slot 1 and slot 2 perks that those kind of offensive-minded commanders have, that really boosts the damage quite a bit. Because Colbert, the guns are pretty light caliber. Of course, they're shooting the highest, thickest armor in the game at legendary tier. And, it's just going to overall increase the annoyance factor for the enemy playing against you and the damage output. So, here we are in the game. Moving forward here, land of fire. We got a destroyer on the C column. Doesn't look like he's playing yet. We got a destroyer in the A column. Nothing in B. Now I'm in the Colbert. I think I got a Minotaur right next to me and then a battleship to the south. So the odds of us being able to move into B and then successfully capture that early, pretty low, especially if there's a destroyer there moving in to B, spotting us. Well, any backline battleship support, they're going to be blasting these two cruisers to pieces. So not that profitable. By playing over here on this little tip of the peninsula, we can support both the C and B column and maybe even keep an eye on A as well. So we got kind of a versatile position here. As long as red's moving forward, we should be able to get some shots. Need to be keeping an eye on things though. Grover becomes detected. Now usually if you see a ship that becomes detected suddenly, you want to check and make sure they haven't fired the guns. Because a lot of times those battleships, if they haven't been detected, all of a sudden they are. It's because they're shooting. And if they're shooting and you're spotting, well, you might be the target. Alright, so we're able to dodge there. Keep some movement going here. And we're just going to kite, shoot this guy, blast him, and then once we're out of our max firing range, or all the ships are that are spotting us, then we can kind of reset, reevaluate the situation. Red grabs the first cap there. Our destroyer's playing the A line. I don't see any caps over there, but I guess he's probably trying to get around to torp battleships. Of course, this is a legendary tier game, so we got legendary tier players, and that's a common strategy you'd see at this tier. Not one I would typically recommend, but whatever. The C cap we're working on. Now I think they, he's doing a pretty good job. We got a lot of guys kind of sitting on our spawn here. The battleship we spawned with in B, the one in C. I mean, just looking at the map, it's tough to tell if these guys are actually playing or not, which is never a good sign. But anyway, looks like the destroyer, I believe it's a free zone on B, or C rather, is doing a good job. And he's preparing for the next step, right? Look at him. He's right on the edge. He's going to gun his engine as soon as that captured and go right into B. So that's a sign of a good destroyer player. He's just kind of focused on getting the caps and countering some destroyers while he's at it. Because we do have a red destroyer on B now. Is he the one that spawned on A, or was it one that spawned on B? We don't really know. But I got the engine boost going. We're trying to get there as quick as possible. There is one battleship all the way to the north there, just outside our max firing range. I think it's a Grover Kurfürst. And we just got to be able to dodge his shots. Most of the other ships, kind of both teams are really kind of playing in the spawns this game. So early on, just kind of long range shell lobbing back and forth. Not unheard of. Grover, we're going to go ahead and begin firing here. Why is that? Well, I want my destroyer to get on B and I want him to capture it. I want him to feel comfortable doing so. But when you got a big, mean, secondary focused battleship, especially with a mean sonar on it, coming in towards your position, at full steam ahead, well, that's intimidating to the destroyer, and, he can't stay on the cap long enough to capture it. As long as that battleship can move forward, eventually he'll spot him, and then that'll be the end of the destroyer. So, want to begin hitting him with these, fast-firing shots, the high fire-starting chance. That annoys battleships. They hate HE shooting cruisers, especially fast-firing ones. And, that kind of slows his approach. We were taking some shots in the Kronstadt. Look at this. Shimakaze coming in hot here. And this is going to be a vicious attack. We had one shot there. Destroyer chimes in. Second shot and third shot. Boom! He gone. That's how quickly he went down. That sequence qualified for a dev strike. And that was pretty nasty. So Shima rushing to Colbert. Destroyers rushing Colbert, not a good idea. I don't know if he thought he was being chased by the gearing or whatever it is behind me, or the whatever that destroyer is. But nevertheless, he's no longer with us. So that takes off half the destroyer fleet. You can see the other destroyer last seen in the northwest going way north. So I think he was chasing the guy that was trying to get behind and infiltrate their spawn. Looks like it went pretty well. Kronstadt, we're all piling in on there. And now we got an opportunity. We got the guy on B. He's once again dealing with this Grover. And we need to once again start exacting costs for him to move into the cab because we want the destroyer to get it. We also have a cruiser on A. He shouldn't have any trouble defending from a destroyer. So I'm confident we're going to get that. We got C cap open. The bulk of the red fleet is actually playing C, but thus far they're not really moving forward. Here we're going to try some AP shots. We got some fires going here. Grover's broadside, might as well. We want to pepper this superstructure here, see what kind of damage we can get. There's a 2,500. There's a whiff. How did that happen? Completely missed there. I don't, tough to see there, but he got whacked anyway. But whenever we got those broadside shots, especially if they're medium to closer range, might as well fire off a few salvos, see what they do in terms of results. Our destroyer did get scared off a B. We need him to capture that. You could be saying to yourself, well, it looks like we got a pretty commanding lead here. Now we're about to get the second cap. We're only up 2 ships, though, and they have had a background scoring advantage for a while. Keep that in mind. So the game's essentially quite close. I mean, if they kill 1 or 2 ships, they'll probably be in the lead at this point in time. So now we want to be careful of that. We're trying to send some shots down there. Hayate was sailing in a straight line, but time to target, you can see there, it's about 13 seconds, and that's about max range. So, I mean, these Colbert shots, if something's sitting still or sailing in a very straight line, you might have a chance at them long range, but it's going to kind of require some decent aim to be getting those hits. Alaska goes down there. We're working on the radars. That's important, especially in these games late. If we can kill the destroyers like we have here, we have a destroyer remaining. Well, now getting rid of those radars is kind of the last impediment to winning the game, right? If the destroyer, as long as they don't suicide rush and kill themselves, which is a big ask, but I mean, that's, if they're paying attention to what they're doing, they can just win the game, right? We're expanding our lead on the points, and these ships, they can't really find the destroyer unless the destroyer allows them to be found at this point in time. So get rid of those radar cruisers. Great job there. Yamato, we're going to try and pepper him. Look at these golden showers coming in hot. Hopefully he's got his rain parka on. If not, he's in trouble. We're trying to back up here. We want to utilize this island cover, and you can see how floaty these shots are. Even being pretty close to a fairly steep, kind of a medium steepness ridge here where a lot of ships wouldn't be able to shoot over that. We have no problems. And Yamato is trying to close the distance, but now that he can't spot us here, he's getting annoyed. He's saying, God damn it, wait till I get on Reddit and tell the boys about this. We're going to have to ask for another nerf. I want to keep shooting him, though. It's getting close enough that we're having a hard time getting those shots over. There's the Witherer, and this is one of the ships that you'll get a Witherer with from time to time. You usually get them in like Cleveland's Woostas, Colbert, stuff like this, where you're just constantly setting fires over and over again and just burning people to death. So pretty good there. And this game early, it wasn't looking too hot, right? They had A and B, we had C, but they had kind of control over the C column, at least in terms of numbers. So pretty good job by the team coming back, but I think getting towards the middle there, getting rid of the Shima, and then just kind of clearing out the area so that our team could get A and B. I think that was, our contribution to the win. I think it ended up going pretty well. Minotaur, he's all the way at the equator on the midline there, and he's been kind of isolated. The thing about the Minotaur and these other British light cruisers is when the teammates around them are dead, well, they can't really spot anything from cover anymore, which is where you typically would want the Minotaur to be. So he's kind of forced to, if he wants to continue to get some damage and increase the score a little bit before the game's lost, he's got to get out and spot for himself. So we're trying to shower him there. Everyone's shooting at him, of course. And it's just a matter of time here. He gets back under cover, and we're going to see if we can lob these shots over, because you can see the vertical drop on these. It's pretty easy to lob behind, or over the island, rather. But I'm also trying to get in range of that battleship. At this point, I'm not really sure what the battleship's doing. It winds up, he's AFK. I think he went and buffed his Dewey after the lead got out of control. But I would like to get some damage on him and kill the Minotaur as well. Because we don't want these ships, you know, a lot of times when a team's, or, yeah, like, say the red team's losing, the temptation for the players there is I just got to survive right out the clock, let the game win on score. But, you know, anyone who's playing like that, we like to punish them and kill them if possible. So we're using the second speed boost here. And you can see it gets pretty fast here. It's just shy of 41 knots here with the booster going. So the Colbert definitely has some get up and go in that step when you get that booster going. We're getting spotted. We know it's not the battleship we'd be spotting him. It's the Minotaur. And you can see he immediately pops the smoke. He doesn't want to go down. And there's our Friedrich the Grober. Looks like he's definitely not playing to me. So we're just going to go here, try and burn him down, get some more damage. Our helpful teammates, so they're jabbing in, going to kill him before we can even start landing these shots on him. I don't know, we did get a salvo in there. Looks like maybe even 2 salvos, but alas, no kill. Minotaur, now this is a medium range shot here, kind of inside of 9-10 kilometers. Go ahead, he's broadside AP, he's also reversing direction. We can see we could start off with 152, and in a couple salvos here, we're up to 10,000 in about 5 seconds. So you can pile on the damage with the Colbert, that's for sure. That's a look at the Colbert for you guys. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships come for you all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you, and we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.